I think the industry has the challenges of how to scale along with users in the right way. There is the challenge of privacy and wanting to get that right, that trade-off between customer experience and data that's enabling a lot of these services to be for free in the CTV space. And then I think measurement is another challenge that is right in front of us to solve. This idea of being able to have one audience move across an entire portfolio and actually be able to manage delivery across that portfolio, and then at the same time having a measurement that is against that audience, that is regardless of screen type, seems like table stakes, but it's just been harder to make happen. But I think we're finally at the precipice where you're seeing these types of deals being sold into the upfronts with confidence because the technology is now there to deliver that. Every brand and every media company are all creating first-party data relationships, even when historically they didn't have to have them. And that's going to basically be the foundation for this type of addressability, this type of being able to measure against audiences, as well as being able to manage privacy, consent, and notice. So I think just everybody becoming a first-party data company, and then figuring out how that first-party data works in their own environments, how they collaborate through cloud environments to work with brands. Enabling cross-screen measurement across an entire industry would mean that you have to have interoperable identity while still respecting all of these privacy capabilities. So it's complex, and it gets more complex as you scale the network, but that's really what has to happen for TV as an ecosystem, regardless of screen, regardless of company, to be able to work together to operate that same scale that your digital giants already have and enjoy. We're working both with buyers and sellers around creating this identity framework. So we help companies take a lot of the data that they already have and orchestrate it against our graphs. For example, we have both a offline graph that is householded with like name and postal. We also have a CTV graph. So we can use all of these pseudonymized methods to help our customers build out their definition of a household. And then once they have that, we can move them into partners like Magnite and SpringServe, for example, so that forecasting and execution of CTV can happen alongside that same mutual customer of ours, being able to also run this on traditional linear television, whether it's addressable linear or data-driven linear. And then that same ecosystem can easily work with a brand customer. So if we have a brand customer who's also working off of our Ramp ID, we can easily bring that into the seller ecosystem of both the programmer as well as the seller's technology partners, and allow them to have seamless capabilities to forecast, activate, and measure against that. The currency world is forever changed, right? Instead of a single denominator, you're going to have multiple currencies that are going to be based on what a brand's goals are around how they want to actually optimize their media spend. Sellers are going to be looking, of course, to be able to find scale and predictability against certain audiences. So you're going to have a multi-currency world that needs to be interoperable. So I think in this first phase, you're going to have a lot of people out there just getting their share of market, and then from there, they all have to be somewhat more normalized, right? Like you can't have 5 different definitions of a household. So at some point, there's going to be some more rationalization so that multiple currencies exist within a framework that both the buy and the sell side can work within, regardless of the currency provider.